But in the eyes of the government, an even greater threat to the state was posed by a new order of radical Catholic priests called the Jesuits. English Jesuits, trained in Europe and smuggled home in secret, were now operating illicitly across the country in an effort to keep the Catholic faith alive.
The Jesuits were the symbol of everything that was powerful and sinister about Roman Catholicism, but very quickly it acquired the edge of attacking Protestants. And from the outside it would look like a terrorist organization such as Al-Qaeda, which of course simply means network. The Jesuits were a network. So to be a Protestant and look at this would be a very scary experience.
With forks installed close to the House of Lords, attention now turned towards the gunpowder. Catesby had lodgings in Lambeth, directly across the river from the Houses of Parliament. As the plotters began to source the gunpowder, it was stored piecemeal in Catesby's house. But then an opportunity arose that would take the plotters even closer to their target.
And Fawkes reports that a coal merchant is moving out of a vault actually under the Lords. So, Percy takes up the lease of the vault as well.
Percy's cover story for renting the storeroom was that his wife was about to join him in London, and he would therefore need extra storage space.
The famous cellar in which Guy Fawkes placed all the gunpowder was actually not a cellar at all. It was on the ground floor. It was pretty ramshackle, so it was a rather good choice.
Location, 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 sir.
Yes, this is perfect. It's close to the river, easy access, it's dark and it's secretive. Yes.
That's right. Rent a basement under the Houses of Parliament. Perfectly possible in March 1605. But by today's standards, a little like Osama bin Laden renting space under the White House.
People are queuing up for these places, and they're going like hotcakes. So will you take it, sir?
I'll take it. Lock, stock.
And barrels, sir?
Oh, no barrels, no, maybe a few little knickknacks. Yeah, I might put a shelf up over there.
But how would the gunpowder be smuggled into the House of Lords? We're here in Lambeth, on the south bank of the river, just across from the Houses of Parliament. It was here that Robert Catesby had his lodgings, and from here that the gunpowder was rowed over the river. If you think of the Thames then, alive with trade and traffic, one more small boat going back and forth would never have been noticed.
Right, having rented the basement, Guido, buys gunpowder, probably from Essex, and brings it across the Thames by boat.
Hey, stop! What's in that barrel?
Potatoes.
That's a very fine-looking barrel, sir. Looks like it should contain,
high-quality mead.
yeah, or fine wine.
These are high-quality potatoes.
King Edward's?
No, King James's, actually. That's why I'm going in there.
All right. Do you want a hand?
Oh, thank you very much. I've 35 more in the boat.
Oh,
You have to imagine that Westminster is not in the least like it is today. The palace was a rabbit warren of taverns, shops and storerooms. Nobody would have noticed a few barrels being rolled around.
What's all this then?
This, my friend, is gunpowder.
What, all of it?
You're sitting on a neat mix of sulphur, charcoal, saltpeter, a dash of alcohol and a sprinkle of water. Terribly cheap now at the moment, now that the war with Spain is over.
And they focus on stockpiling gunpowder in the vault.
By July 1605, after many trips to and fro from Lambeth, a total of 36 barrels of gunpowder had been amassed.
Effectively, with the gunpowder in the vault, everything is ready.
But this strike at the heart of government would have gone much deeper. The terrorist attack on the state opening of Parliament would have killed the king and also created a political vacuum.
69 very senior men would be there, plus in attendance all the senior 12 judges of England and their legal attendants. So you would have had the majority of the bishops of the Church of England, the members of the Privy Council, the majority of the English aristocracy, and the whole of the leaders of the legal system. So you would have had a very, very substantial number of the political and landowning elite of England immediately wiped out.
The king would have been seated here, in the centre of the House of Lords. Directly below the chamber were the 36 barrels of gunpowder amassed by the plotters.
Now let's see. Cheap stuff on the outside, good stuff in the middle. There's enough powder here to blow everyone upstairs into the fiery pits of damnation.
Yes, but are you convinced it's definitely going to work?
Step this way. Here's one I prepared earlier. I'm a big fan of gunpowder, you know.
You don't say.
Now then, let's see. House of Lords is square feet. 36 barrels in the cellar. That's a few £1,000 of gunpowder. That should do it.
Should do what?
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
He's a nutter!
I love the smell of gunpowder first thing in the morning. It's the smell of victory.
Unless something goes wrong, of course.
You what?
Twice in 1604, London was gripped by plague.
Here, you dig it? No, yeah. Right, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah, you did.
It was decided London was not a healthy place to hold Parliament.
I've decided that London is no longer a healthy place to hold Parliament. I'm off hunting for the summer. And autumn. And possibly winter too.
The plotters were working towards a deadline of February 1605, the date set for the state opening of Parliament. But then, circumstances changed when Parliament was prorogued, postponed for 8 months.
There was always plague in London, and when the plague was virulent, it wasn't thought a good plan to have a meeting of Parliament. So Parliament, who should have met earlier in the year, was prorogued till October. We should be chanting, "Remember, remember the 3rd of October." Now, on the one hand, this gave the plotters much more time to organise things. On the other hand, of course, as with all conspiracies, the longer lead time there is, the more the danger of people finding out.
As the summer went by,
more and more Catholic gentlemen were brought into the plot. Francis Tresham was rich and would provide money. Ambrose Rookwood would supply the horses. John Grant would bring muskets and armour. Everard Digby would organise a rebellion in the Midlands, which would follow the explosion. As more and more people joined the plot, the greater the risk became that someone would betray the conspirators.